Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Daniela. We do crafts, cocktails, cooking, all sorts of good stuff on this channel. Today we are doing a found object challenge hosted by David Owens Creates and Happy Hoarder. And so I am going to show you my favorite iced tea recipe because we are going to use tea bags for our project today as our found object item. I was making tea one day and I was like, you know, these are kind of cool wrappers. I think I'm going to save them for this particular challenge. So I've been saving them up for a few weeks. So I'm going to show you that clip of how to make my favorite iced tea. It is an iced green tea with blueberries and pineapple, and it's, gosh, one of my favorites, and it's so good in summer. And then I'm going to show you what our awesome project is today made out of the wrapper. So if you're interested in that, keep on watching. I hope you enjoy this video. Good morning from my kitchen. So I'm gonna make my favorite iced tea, as I was saying, and I'm starting out with 2 bags of green tea. This is organic green tea from Uncle Lee. I think we bought this box at Walmart. It's like a giant 80 or 100 pack or something like that. But whatever green tea of your choice. I'm doing 2 because I know a lot of it's going to melt when I add ice and stuff, and it kind of gives it that extra kick and makes sure you have all the good flavor. I'm going to save my tea bag wrappers for future projects. Okay, so I've already boiled my water. It's ready to go in my electric tea kettle here. And I'm going to fill this mug up. There we go. And I'm going to let that steep for a few minutes. Now, you're going to want to steep whatever it says on your box or your bags. I just leave mine for a few minutes, whatever. I'm not super picky about it. In the meantime, I'm going to prepare some things into my large drinking mason jar. This is going to make a pretty decent size. If you wanted to do a smaller amount, you could just do 1 tea bag and half as much water, half a mug's worth. But I'm going to do it this way. So I'm going to basically layer this like a parfait. I'm going to add some frozen pineapple chunks. And then frozen blueberries. And now I'm going to add some ice in there. And the reason that I'm layering it is because I used to just do ice and the fruit on top. And I noticed it would take a while for the sweetness to kick in or infuse with my tea. And I find that this way it still has some of that kind of hanging out at the bottom and not just floating at the top on top of the ice. We're out of ice. I will use my fake ice cubes today. I prefer to use real ice cubes, but I guess that's not going to happen. Oh my goodness, what do? I'm ill prepared, guys. I didn't know that was going to happen. All right, so I will use my little reusable ice cubes. That's fine. I prefer to use the real ones just because it kind of melts with it, but we're going to work with what we've got today. Add some in there. Do you ever do that? Empty your ice tray and then put it back in the freezer? It drives me nuts. Adding some more fruit on top here. Put these back in the freezer. So another important component is to add a slice and a squeeze of lemon. Lemon is so good for your body in so many ways. It's good for blood pressure. It's good for lots of things. I have a book and it tells me all the wonderful things lemons are for, and it's just basically recommends you have a lemon a day. But also this recipe, just that nice kick of citrus is so yummy. So I'm just picking out. This one has a lot of seeds. I'm just picking those out. I'm going to squeeze this. I think I see another seed. Gosh, lemons are good for your skin, for your blood pressure, for cleaning, for everything. They're just really good. Okay, letting that steep. While this is steeping, or excuse me, while it's still hot, I am going to add some honey and mix it in there. You can use the honey of your choice. We've got this raw and unfiltered honey that I'm going to use today. And I'm going to grab a spoon. And these should be ready to remove in just a minute here. So I'm going to let those steep just a minute longer off camera, and then I'll come back and remove it and kind of top off what we're doing here.
5 minutes later.
Okay, so it's been a few minutes. These should be ready to pull. Green tea does not take a very long time to steep. So I'm going to put them on my spoon, wrap them around with the strings, just squeeze out any last juices here. There we go. And squirt in some honey. Now you're going to want to add the honey to the hot tea, because if you've ever tried putting honey in something cold, it like gets really weird and stiff and doesn't want to move or mix. So, and I've tried that before when I'm like, oh, I didn't put enough honey. Not a great idea. So definitely put it in when it's hot. This recipe, by the way, is originally inspired by Giovanna. She's like a fitness and recipe YouTuber person. It's an old video. I'm not sure, but this is inspired by that. She did like a teas video. Mix that up. Sometimes I don't mix the honey enough and then it's sitting at the bottom. And let's say like I pour this in here and there's still a little liquid at the bottom because it doesn't fit. And I'm like, I'm missing all the honey. So I'm trying to mix it in really well. Okay, so now I'm going to pour it into my large glass here. Normally I do this over the sink, but you wouldn't be able to see it. Well, I mean, it's over the sink, but like not in it. Okay, right up to the tippy top. With tea all over my hand. Be careful. Now the cool part is too, is like when you fill this up with regular ice, you just see it all kind of like melt, and I'm sure these are like melting internally. It's a little bit different. I'm gonna cap this off. What's really cool about this mug is it has this cool little like sippy top. Now this is gonna immediately cool this off. You could absolutely let that tea cool. You could put this in the fridge. I'm not quite ready for work yet, so I am gonna let this sit in the fridge or the freezer for a little while before I'm ready to drink it. And that way it gets a little extra cold. But that frozen fruit and the ice cubes should help with that. So we will taste test it a little bit right before I'm ready for work. I'm just gonna let this sit in the the freezer or the fridge to cool it off even more and let all of these delicious flavors kind of melt together.
1 eternity later.
Okay, it's been a while now, maybe like a half hour or something. Again, you don't have to let it chill for a little while. It should be good with the ice. And you can always add more if it melts, whatever. I put my little leather sleeve on here by Tactile Craftworks, which is like a leather artisan in Milwaukee, which is where I'm from originally. So let's take a sip. It's perfect. It's fruity, it's sweet. You can taste the, it tastes different than tea, you know? It's almost like a juice, but it has that like caffeine and those herbal notes on it. It's got the lemon, lots of great benefits in here. Pineapple and blueberries are so great for you as well. And you can totally eat them afterwards. Sometimes I make this, let them sit, and then I'll make another batch with it and let it sit overnight, and it really kind of joins together. It's delicious. But I super recommend this. You'll love it. It's all really good, healthy stuff in there. I added enough honey this time, which is great. Like I said, sometimes I don't add enough. But it was delicious. So cheers, and I hope you guys enjoyed today's different take on some art. Yeah. Okay. I've got all these green tea packets that I thought were so cool because they have panda on them, and I like the white and black and green color scheme. So I thought I could make like a little like cool background out of it and then maybe paint on top. I think ideally this might be better on a bigger canvas. Do I want to do a bigger canvas? Problem is that I like to save my bigger canvases for like projects I know I want to like keep forever. Oh, Daniela. I think we might leave it. Right? Okay, change in plan. I didn't find a bigger canvas that I wanted to use, but I did find an old canvas that I didn't really like the design on. This was a winter painting I did. And this will be perfect because all this is going to be decoupaged on top, or Mod Podged on top, I don't know what you want to call it. And then maybe paint it as well. So I'm going to do that. That's actually a really good tip, is that you can use old canvases with pictures you might not like if you want to do something similar. Doesn't have to be green tea bags, could literally be whatever kind of thing that you're trying to collage on top. So I'm going to start using some Mod Podge and laying this all down. Of course, my Mod Podge is always hard as a rock. If you didn't know, you can literally just like whack it on the ground with the top face downwards, and it usually helps. Works with dry paints too. Gross. And I'm just gonna start laying these down, and I'll let you guys just hang out and watch in the meantime. Ooh, do I want these to hang off or go over the corners? Maybe the corners. Wait, what about this side? Oh no, now I have to think. Do I want it to go over the edge? I think I kind of do. Okay. So I'm going to go around edges as well, as I've literally just decided. And I'll let you guys hang out and watch, so you don't have to listen to me or, you know, watch this for like 8 million minutes. Cool. I am just snipping off any extra pieces here that might be hanging, and I might secure the backs with glue if they don't feel like they're sticking. Also, what I was doing was kind of cutting slits here and then rubbing my finger over it to seal some of these bubbles. I don't expect it to be perfect. You know, if you know Mod Podge, it is quite difficult to get it to not be wrinkly when you're working with paper. But I actually really like the way this looks. I might put like a sassy phrase in the middle or something. I was gonna paint a panda, but it's not feeling right to me right now. But I am really into this cool contemporary art of like collage or multimedia, and then there's like these kind of splattered paintings or phrases, so I might do something like that with this. I'm going to think about it while I let it dry. Okay, so I've decided to write something on here, and I'm looking for like a bright pinkish color. We'll see how this mix goes. I'm using kind of like a magenta-y color and some white. Ideally, this would be like a fun hot pink, but I don't have that. So we're gonna see how I like this, and if I don't like this, yeah, that might not be a big enough contrast, huh? I do want like a really bright, fun pink color. We'll do the first layer like this and then see how we like it. Unless I want to use my Cricut, but even then I don't know if I have the right colors. Okay, going in. I'm gonna write spill the tea, and it's gonna look, kind of want it to look kind of rough, like, again, like some sort of cool graffiti art type of thing happening here. And I might have to do 2 layers of this, which is fine. Hello, It is voiceover me. I'm going to skip ahead here because I do end up changing this a little bit. So I'm writing spill the tea, kind of like spill the beans, tell me the gossip, whatever. I thought it'd be a fun, sassy phrase here. But I decided it wasn't popping enough, so I do end up kind of scrapping this and starting from the base layer. I end up grabbing a chippy brush and some white paint and then going over it to create a little bit of like, I don't know, like a little bit of a background, like a painterly background. You'll see in a second here, but just adding some strokes behind that. And then after that dries, I end up going back on top with the lettering again. But I didn't want you guys to have to hear me talk all the way through this, so I'm just telling you now basically what I'm doing here is just, again, starting from the back, which is kind of what I should have done in the beginning, but whatever, I didn't think about it. But I'm going for kind of a rough look here as I hoped for. By the way, don't forget to check out everyone's videos in the playlist down below. Before we move on here, I did want to show you some inspiration pictures of this kind of contemporary pop art. Almost feels like a graffiti type of street art, but when I looked it up, it's contemporary pop art, which I think is really cool. And again, has this idea of this multi-layered kind of collage and painting idea. So these are kind of my inspirations for this project today. Saving you guys some pain again here. I went back and forth about what I was going to do. The lettering wasn't dark enough, so I ended up doing 2 layers of the dark magenta. I did one, as you can see here, and then I let it dry. So what you're noticing, or what you're observing now, is me doing the second layer of the magenta paint going over the letters, and I think this really, really helped it pop in the end, and so I'm really glad I did it this way. I think this layered effect of the white kind of rough strokes and then the lighter pink underneath and the darker pink really has this nice dimensional effect of letting it pop a little bit better. So that's what I'm doing here. Again, I didn't want to have you guys listen to me explain this and think about it forever and ever. So that's what's going on here. Okay, I'm going to use my liquid leaf here that I will leave linked below for you guys to add some gold splatters on here. Again, if you saw the inspiration pictures, not necessarily a direct inspiration, but just kind of the theme or idea or whatever I'm going for, genre, I don't know. And I think that this will add, it's a lot about like just lots of different layers of different media and stuff. So I've got this. It is so gold. I wish you guys could see this in real life. I'm going to try to do some splatters. Let's see if that works. See how we feel about layers. Now something about liquid gold leaf is, ooh, that's a big splatter, is that you can't just like wash it out like a normal paint. You do have to use I believe acetone to get it out. And even then, like, you are basically sacrificing a brush for this, so don't use one of your nice regular brushes. You want to use one that you're willing to basically just dedicate to this. So this is a brush I have used for liquid leaf before. And I'm just whacking my brush and also shaking it, all sorts of good stuff. And I'll let that dry. Can you see some of that? Cool. I think that's what I'm going for. I like it, I like it. Maybe get some drips in there, is that cool? I don't know. So I've got some drips going too, that's kind of cool. Alright, I think that's where I'm going to end with this baby. I love this, like, on the top there's lots of splatters there. And I think this is a cool sassy sign, again, to hang up. I think I'm going to hang it up right above, like, where I put my tea, although I have my Coca-Cola sign there. But yeah, I think also it was important to Mod Podge on top of the tea bags because this is an enamel-based paint, I believe. It's got a smell to it. And I have used it on paper or cardboard or something like that before, and it leaves like kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for here? Like a residue or like an oily kind of thing around it. And so I think that Mod Podge will help prevent that from happening here. So yeah, this is my Spill the Tea sign. I think it looks really cool. Again, this doesn't have to be your cup of tea. Haha, no pun intended actually. But I think it does the job for me. It's got a lot of cool stuff going on here. Let me know what you guys think. And thanks for being here. I will show you some reveal shots and that's about it. See you next time. Bye.